I'll tell you when.
So is it being recorded and then?
And then it's streamed into the.
Oh, great.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just a conversation, so
That's okay.
are you on? So we're talking about post-truth today. What does the term post-truth mean to you?
Post-truth. It means a recollection that's somehow dismantled and reassembled in the context of where you're at, remembering. That
Fascinating.
kind of post-truth. It's a way of
like an act of remembering.
Yes, yeah.
That's very interesting. So do you think for you is post-truth fixed, or is it something then that is more fluid?
Yeah, much more fluid.
Yeah.
Much more fluid, and it impacted by a contemporary context, if you like.
Yes.
Post-truth always seems to me like memory, and everyone's memory is different, with an element of truth and an element of interpretation
and subjectivity.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a really lovely way of looking at it. I really like that. And it's sort of said that we live in a post-truth society these days, and part of that is a sense that the traditional reliance or stature placed on institutions of science or journalism or knowledge is being sort of destabilized a bit by other forms of information through social media and that sort of thing. What do you think that the older sort of bastions of truth, if you like, are under threat from contemporary society? What
I see it less of a threat and more of a challenge and a rethinking. You mentioned science, and many years ago, I would have thought science was fairly fixed in the parameters of physics, but it isn't, because they keep making new discoveries, and then they go back and look at the old paradigms and they have to adjust them. Whereas journalism it's like open slather. And I think there's a lot of thinking about post-truth because of politics. Everything's getting very jumbled up now.
Absolutely. I think it's interesting, again, with what you said about science and looking back to the past is a similar thing to the act of remembering, like you said, in terms of post-truth, going back and reassessing in relation to your contemporary situation. I'll just look at my questions. Do you think there is anything that we have to fear from post-truth?
Depends on how much you let it in and allow it to worry you. My particular concern is impermanence. Today, many things are impermanent, and I've lost my thread.
I think that's that's something that I see as quite true. I can really relate to that, the impermanence of things and the disposability of items and the very fast degradation of buildings. Nothing seems built to last anymore.
Exactly.
So yes, I can really understand a concern around that sort of stuff. What do you think we can do, or society can do, to make a post-truth world better?
I have no idea to make it better. As individuals, I think it would be nice if we could worry less, sleep better by worrying less and concerning ourselves less. But collectively, I think the strength is in the collective of reassessing post-truth, reassessing what we're surrounded by. If we think it's okay. If we think it's an improvement on the past, yeah.
Having an awareness, I guess, being aware.
Awareness, and protecting our landmarks.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. One last question. Can you tell me one thing that is true for you?
One thing that's true for me. What is true for me? Well, science is the only thing that I think is true for me, and yet I've already said science adjusts itself, you know. So, but it's a good marker, science, because the scientists are quite happy, most of them. I read New Scientist a lot, to look back and say that's what happened then. Those were the rules, and they were astounding discoveries within those parameters. Now we have new parameters, so let's adjust them, and without losing respect and authenticity for what's gone before. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. That was wonderful.
Yes.